Hey guys, what's going on? It's J React TV. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for all the support and love. All right, so let's get straight into the story, guys. This happened in Idaho where two firefighters was shot and unalive this weekend, and this is something that I really hate. I really hate. But let's get straight into the story, guys.
Breaking news overnight, a deadly ambush in Idaho. At least two firefighters were killed after responding to a brush fire. Our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, joins us with the latest. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Robin. Early afternoon yesterday, firefighters arrived near a routine local trailhead for what they thought was a routine wildfire. Instead, they began taking gunfire. Two were killed, a third wounded. A massive force of heavily armed law enforcement arriving, hikers sheltering in place. But that sniper, lethal and elusive, kept firing. Hours later, authorities finding him dead.
This was a total ambush. These firefighters did not have a chance.
It was 1:21 p.m. Sunday, and firefighters were responding to a routine wildfire call, racing to this black smoke scene off a local trailhead.
Right now, there's an active shooter zone.
But as firefighters prepared to battle the flames, suddenly shots ringing out from the hills above.
They're shot. Everybody's shot up here. Law enforcement, code 3 now up here.
Two firefighters were killed, another wounded, all of them ambushed.
I'm pinned down behind Battalion 1's rig. It's clear to me that this fire was set intentionally to draw us in.
Sirens heard throughout the neighborhood as roughly 300 law enforcement and first responders from Idaho and Washington state raced to the scene.
First really started hearing the sirens as far as kind of going up and down there. And immediately just kind of the tension really just kind of went up as far as all around town.
Officials delivering their grim assessment.
We do believe that the suspect started the fire, and we do believe that it was an ambush and it was intentional.
A standoff ensuing, officers exchanging fire with the suspect as helicopters with snipers scanning the forest as authorities tracked cell phone data which stayed in the same spot since 3:16 p.m., eventually finding the man dead with a weapon nearby.
We had to scoop up that body, and we had to transport that body to a different location.
And some residents forced to shelter in place for over 4 hours, unable to escape. And then that solemn scene as a procession of law enforcement, firefighters, and ambulances brought the bodies of the two fallen firefighters to the medical examiner's office. Officials saying there's simply no training for this kind of situation.
This is something that we don't train for. It's not something we expect. It's not something our firefighters should have to deal with.
And now that tight-knit community left reeling.
Somebody lost their mom or their dad, or somebody's wife or husband isn't coming home tonight.
Now, initially, there was concern that there might have been multiple shooters. Officials now confirming there was a single shooter and no additional threat to the public. Officials are now focused on determining the identity of the shooter and a possible motive. Officers are still at that scene as firefighters are also working to contain the wildfire that suspect allegedly started. George.
Oh, what a horrible story. Okay, Matt, thanks very much.
All right, guys, enough of that. Listen, this is something I never want to hear, but we all know that it can happen anywhere. Like the police officer said, this is something that they don't really train for because it's not normal, right? But lately, as you can see how time is going, man, a lot of people doing stuff that we don't ever think that will ever happen. It's just crazy people out there just don't care about life. They're willing to take their own life before you take theirs. I'll be honest with y'all, it's pretty much it's hard. It can't really stop this. And it sucks to just say you just gotta live your life. It's just messed up how this dude set up a fire just to ambush firefighters, knowing that no cops is gonna be there. No police officer is gonna come. Because usually when a fire happens, the only two how would I say it? The only two oh man, losing my train of thought right to my tongue. First responder that usually come when it comes to that is firefighters or paramedics. Usually the firefighter come first and then the paramedics. Even when there's like somebody that's how would I say, somebody that had a heart attack or any major issues besides shooting, But if it's anything where it's, like I said, it's a heart attack or anything like that, usually first responder usually be the firefighters. They come first. That's what I've been seeing. And then the paramedics come after, which I never understand after the paramedics come first, but usually firefighters come first. For this to happen in this day and age, it's kind of strange and kind of crazy to me, where people just think they just allowed can just be shooting at firefighters or paramedics like it's a game that they're playing. These two guys that passed away, this really touched me a lot because I have an uncle that's a firefighter. My daughter's coach is a firefighter. And one of our old neighbors was a firefighter. Used to be a firefighter. He retired. And the crazy thing too, during Christmas time, they usually have, what you sign up where the kids get to see they come in your community. You sign up for it, you come in your community and you can see how the fire, they become like one of the firefighters is Santa Claus, and he come give the kids a gift. And I know in my community, I know the firefighters. We talk to them because sometimes they come to like some of our board meetings when it comes to something like a major issue that happens here in the community. They come and they come to rectify the situation. What I'm saying is just, it's so sad that we have to see things like this, because that could have been and that's somebody's parents, their father, uncle, brother, grandparents. It could be anybody, family member. I'm sure they have family. They may have kids, they have brothers, and they have sisters. They got a mom, they got a dad. And for this to happen now, it's kind of sickening, period. And not something that I would ever agree with. And the crazy thing, I don't know how the gunman got unalive. I don't know if he took his own life or whatever, but he got to deal with God, man. Why he did it, we don't know. And for them to say, yeah, sometimes it's mental illness, I don't want to hear that. So this person can go all their life being normal, and then out of nowhere, you say, I'm gonna set this up. Ain't no normal person would just set. Someone with mental illness would set something up and just ready to let these people, shoot at these first responders. Just like the DC sniper. He knew what he was doing, both of them, the child, the kid, and the guy. And he got what? They lay him down, but the kid is still locked up. I'm sorry, they knew what they was doing. This person, man, he took his own life, maybe. And it's crazy how they haven't showed who the person is. This is a long investigation. I know it happened Sunday, but still, they should have been put his photo out and let us know who this person is. I understand it won't solve anything, but we need to know. You know how some people they believe, when it's come to race, how they would say, you could tell the crime, you could tell what race it is because of the crime. We don't know. Because even like the DC shooter, everybody thought he was white. And it turned out to be he was a black guy, and everybody was quiet after that. But we don't know who did it. Not yet. And then they had to take his body, put him somewhere else because the fire that was going on, and they just didn't want his body to burn. But that is scary, man, to see that all you coming out to put fire out, and then somebody out there trying to snipe you guys. You know how scary that is? Now, they said the fire is still going on because some people, they're afraid, they don't know if it was another shooter. Did he act alone? Maybe he did. We don't know. Because sometimes usually something like this happen, and then later on they find out it was another shooter. And this got to stop, man. It's very sad that this is happening still in this day and age, man. Not going after first responder, but I'm saying going after just, even police officers and things like that. Man, just rest in peace to the two first responder. I know it's one on life support, I heard too. I hope he pulled through. And I just feel sorry for the family of these firefighters, man. I'm tired of this, and I'm not happy at all at this. This is just straight BS. It's messed up completely, man. People don't have no love, people don't have heart no more, man. They just don't care. If you really take your own life, you ready to take anybody's life. You don't care. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. You guys let me know in the comments what you guys think, man. This is sad, man. And I'm not happy. Peace out.